stop talking.
No. I'd like to meet these.
No, I mean it.
Welcome back to Queer Kid Stuff. Today we're talking about one of our all-time favorite movies. Maybe you've heard of it.
Frozen!
That's right.
Okay, before I get into it, I know that this is a kids' Disney film. I fucking love the movie Frozen. I think it's hilarious. I think it's very entertaining. Yeah, I just thought, full disclosure, I thoroughly enjoyed the movie Frozen.
I want to talk about Frozen because you might not know this, but it's totally feminist and queer.
Wait, are you sure about that? The movie Frozen is feminism and queer? Okay, sure, fine. What do you got? Make your case.
Teddy, do you remember when we talked about feminism?
Yeah, I do.
Well, there's a lot of really awesome feminist stuff in Frozen that you might not know about. Most of the feminist stuff in Frozen has to do with sisterhood. Teddy, have I told you that I actually have 3 sisters?
Yeah, I think so. We've talked about what our families look like before.
Well, I've got a very special surprise for you today. It's my little sister Rose.
Hey, Linz. It's good to see you, Teddy.
Ah, Rose! Hi, Rose!
Hi.
Wait. Can you tell everyone your pronouns first and how you identify?
Sure, Teddy. I use she, her, hers, and I identify as a straight, cisgendered lady.
Wait, you identify that way? Aren't you just that? Can I identify as anything I want? If I identified as a swamp creature, would you just accept that and refer to me as such? I'm not. But aren't you just biologically these things?
Rose, I was just talking about feminism and sisterhood in Frozen. Want to walk us through it with our handy-dandy popsicle puppets?
Definitely.
So there are 2 sisters, Elsa and Anna. And Elsa has these magical powers where she can turn things to ice and snow. When Elsa and Anna are little kids, their parents are shipwrecked and never return home. Now all they have is each other. But Elsa is scared of hurting Anna with her powers, so she hides them from her and the world. But all Anna wants to know is that her sister loves her.
Okay, what does any of this have to do with equality? And when it comes to present day feminism, what does this have to do with man-hating?
When Elsa's secret hidden powers are accidentally revealed to everyone, she gets scared and runs away, and her fear turns summer into winter throughout the whole kingdom. Everything is cold and covered in ice, and Elsa is the only one who can change it back. So with the help of her friends Kristoff and Olaf, and with the kingdom being watched over by Prince Hans, Elsa runs after her sister. While on her quest, Anna gets hurt and needs help, and the only thing that can save her is an act of true love.
Now, what you might think at this point in the movie is that the only thing that will save Anna is to kiss either Hans or Kristoff.
But that's not what happens.
Yes, traditionally, with this kind of story, yes, it is about being physically, romantically involved with someone, to love that person in a romantic setting, as opposed to, well, I have love for a family member. So it is true that they're not really repeating the same story in your average Disney fashion. I think it's kind of cool, actually.
The act of true love that saves Anna is when she protects her sister.
But what does this have to do with feminism?
The most important relationship in the movie is all about sisterhood.
And that's a very feminist idea. That love between 2 sisters can be more important than a girl's love for a boy.
You know, I've been told multiple occasions that feminism is about equality, so I don't know why you felt the need to fall on the, oh, well, they're women, so it's feminism. Because it doesn't sound like the movie's portraying it as, oh, well, they're girls, therefore. It seems more like, hey, they're people who care for one another throughout their lives, therefore they have a family love relationship for one another. Still, I don't see what that has to do with feminism.
While that might be something we know is true in our lives, books and movies rarely tell stories about women like that, and that's why this part of Frozen is feminist.
Books and movies rarely tell stories that involve 2 brothers like that. Books and movies rarely tell stories about a brother and a sister like that. Your average feminist says that feminism is about equality amongst the genders. So I don't know how you can just take, well, they're girls, therefore feminism.
Okay, I get it. Now I want to know why it's queer.
Excellent question.
Okay, look, I'm assuming you will tell me very soon on why you think that Elsa is a queer, as you put it. But, I mean, come the fuck on, man. If she came out as a queer and was like, hey, dude, I'm fucking gay as a motherfucker, okay. You know, I accept that. She must be gay then. She just clearly stated it as such. But to just make assumptions like that. But, okay. Look, you're going to tell me why you think she's a queer. Go ahead.
Okay, the queer part is pretty specifically about the character Elsa.
Elsa's so cool. She's got magic powers, and she has that awesome song.
Exactly.
You mean the song that drove every parent insane?
And her queerness has everything to do with her powers and the song she sings. Now, there isn't anything in Frozen that directly tells us that Elsa is queer, but there are a couple clues we can take a closer look at.
Okay, Scooby Doo, what do you got?
The first clue is that she doesn't have any romantic interests in the story.
The only person in the whole movie with romantic stuff is Anna.
So fucking what? So if you find someone who does not have a romantic relationship throughout their life, that means they're a queer? I mean, yeah, maybe they are, but then maybe they're not. Who are you to make that kind of assumption? Ah, you're not in a relationship. Must be a queer. Oh, you don't want to go out with me? Fucking lesbian. Go ahead, make assumptions about people or characters' sexuality based on what they haven't done. Maybe she hasn't really explored her sexuality. Maybe it's a fucking Disney movie and they didn't care to include that part in the movie. Maybe she's a hardcore slut and they just didn't mention it.
That's right. The second and third clues are Elsa's magical powers and the song Let It Go. Both of these clues have to do with coming out.
What's coming out?
It's a saying. Talking about coming out is short for coming out of the closet.
Like when you get dressed in the morning?
No, Teddy. We're going to get more into what coming out is in a future episode, but for now, we can think of coming out as a moment. Specifically, the first moment an LGBTQ plus person tells another person that they identify as LGBTQ plus.
Look, if Disney wanted to make a queer character in one of their movies, then that's what they should do. Just make a queer character. Look, you're going to have to give me more than this, all right? Am I to believe that every character that has some kind of mutant ability or magical power means that, oh, they're just a queer hiding in the closet? I mean, you're taking what you'd believe to be clues and creating a concept that fits your narrative. You want there to be Disney movies all about queers, and so you find little things that don't really mean much of anything, and you put it all together as if you have something. You don't have anything.
Okay, that sort of makes sense.
In Frozen, Elsa is scared of her powers. She tries to conceal her feelings because she is scared of her powers and how they might hurt other people.
It's completely reasonable to say, hey, I have this ability that can physically harm other people, and I should maybe take a step back and reevaluate what's happening. Why can't you just appreciate the movie for what it is? A good Disney kids film. It's not about your narrative. It's not about my narrative. It's about what Disney is trying to say.
This is very similar to how some LGBTQ plus feel when they first realize they are LGBTQ plus. There are many different reasons for this.
Yes, you can find similarities. Just like you can find similarities in just about anything. You can find pretty much anything if you have a narrative and you're willing to take the smallest, littlest clues and put them together to fit your narrative.
That's really sad, Lindsay.
I know. If you think about it, in the beginning of the movie, Elsa is kind of a sad character. But that brings us to our final clue, let it go. Elsa finally realizes that she can be who she truly is. She can finally be herself when she lets go of all of her fears, and she puts on a fancy dress and sings a cool, empowering song.
Sounds pretty queer to me.
Definitely.
Letting her powers go unchecked? created bad things for others. It harmed others. She should not just let it go. She should keep her powers somewhat in check, making sure that she doesn't harm people around her. Look, if you have magical powers that are equivalent to like a bunch of guns or something, you might not want to just let it go. You might want to, have some restraint.
And it's very like coming out of the closet for a lot of LGBTQ plus people. A lot of people who look at these clues I've just talked about really think Elsa is a queer character because of this.
I want to help.
No.
Why not?
Because I don't trust your judgment.
I'm sure you come to this conclusion pretty easily. That does not mean you're right. You really seem to be approaching this as if, I found these small, tiny little clues, I put them all together like a goddamn Scooby Doo man, and I figured it all out. And it's all about everything I would want it to be about. Wow. What are the odds?
And you know that Disney is working on a Frozen sequel movie, right?
What?
If it's that trailer I just watched, I'm not going to see that movie. It's where the snowman goes around door to door and he tries to find Christmas traditions or something. I don't really remember, but it looked terrible, which is weird seeing how good the first one was. So I don't know why they would make the second one be so... It looks like more like a TV show than anything. It doesn't look like a real movie.
I know! And a lot of people really want Disney to give Elsa a girlfriend.
Oh my god! So do I! I would love it if Elsa had a hardcore relationship with another fine, sexy-ass lady. I would love that.
They wanted Elsa to actually have a love story with a girl in the next movie. I thought that was pretty cool.
Well, she did love her sister, and based off, the clues that I found, I'm going to come to the assumption that she does have a girlfriend. It's her sister, and they fuck all the time. Oh, you don't believe me? See, I saw the movie and I saw all these clues that told me that Elsa and her sister, they don't really care that they're like related. They don't care. They're just always fucking all the time. They're constantly scissoring.
That would be seriously awesome.
Yeah, it would be. It would be hot as a motherfucker. I want to see that. Disney, please do that. Make Elsa a hardcore lesbian. I want to see this. Might not be so much of a kid movie if you make it the way I want it to be made, but I will definitely pay to see this, so please do that.
It's probably not going to happen in the next movie, but it would be so cool if it did.